Hey guys, here you can see I have the Mooer GE300 and I'm going to build a clean edge of breakup tone with you today and show you what I do to create a nice sound that has good feel and feels like you're actually playing through a real amp. So firstly, I want to thank Leon Todd. He's a YouTuber and he is a great guitarist and does reviews of gear, but he also has posted up a few impulse responses that I'm going to direct you to download so that you can get the same sound. So make your way over to YouTube, go into the search bar, type in Leon Todd, and you can possibly do free IRs. I'm not sure if that's how you can find it, but next I would type in GE300. He's done a review on the GE300 Lite. Dial it in. So scroll down in his section here. He's got IRs, so check out all of his videos. He's very good at building tones, especially heavy or old school heavy metal tones. And you click on the IRs, go to LT shared IRs. I'm pretty sure it's in original IRs, and there's the 3 that I have downloaded. So import those into your Mooer GE300 and enjoy. I did ask Leon if he was okay with me using his IRs as they are free. Out of respect, I wanted him to give permission first, and he gladly did, and yeah, what a legend. So next we'll go into building tones. Honestly, I've bought impulse responses for guitar and his ones are well and truly my favorite. I think there's only 3 there, but I've picked one as my favorite and it seems to work with almost everything, especially edge of breakup tone. Anyway, let's get started. So here's my unaffected tone. Now, firstly, I'm going to bring in that cab. So I've gone too far. Okay, so LT Brit 4x12 rectifier. It's already got a great response, and I generally like to chuck in about early reflections of in between 8 and 12. So I always bring in the cab first because you can't really dial in an amp without the cab. So next thing I'm going to do is chuck a low cut and bring it up to, I'm going to start with 90 just because that gets rid of low end boom, but if you're recording you may go higher. If you're just playing to yourself and you want a bit of oomph in your tone, you may take it all the way off. So next we want the amp, and that's a really nice clean tone to start off with, and you can even go with that if you want. That's a quick start to get a nice tone, and you can chuck some reverb on and mix it down a bit. moving on, I've got my GE300 set up to keep the settings when I change to the next effect. So whatever I've dialed in on this amp is what's going to be on the next amp. And that's quite a nice tone. So I can push this. And another thing I can do is push the preamp. Lower the master. So already we've got a decent edge of breakup tone, and a lot of people wonder what the original and distinct modes for the amp are, and in their user manual they've actually said that the original mode is what people generally use to dial in effect, but when they go to record, it creates a more mid-heavy tone and cuts a little bit of the bass and a little bit of the highs out, so fits where a guitar should usually fit in the mix. But when you're just playing by yourself, I wouldn't use that, as you lose the body. Next, we will try some different amps, and the Blues Overdrive, that is not edge of breakup, so we'll bring it right down. Now, the next thing I'd probably do is jump in and fiddle with the tubes, because I don't want fizz in my tone, and some of these tubes, depending on what amp you use with them, they will give you a bit of fizz, and it doesn't really sound nice when you're playing by yourself. It won't be very noticeable in a mix, so let's go through a few. And they do actually have a massive impact on your amp tone. And I'll even go a little lower with the gain. Let's go through some more. I like that one, and I'm probably going to go back to it, but let's go through some different ones. See the fizz I was talking about? I don't like that in my tone unless I'm going for more distorted tone, and this one, you can definitely hear it when you're playing softly. Still there. See how that adds a whole lot of body and oomph to the tone, but not suiting the sound I'm... usually use this one at all. Alright, so we'll go back to the 6V6 because that was my favourite. And we'll chuck in a delay, and I was wondering why they don't have a plain stereo delay, and turns out that one of their delays is just a plain stereo delay with a possible modulation that you can have. So we're going to drop the mix, we'll move it over. I do really like the real delay. And we'll chuck it over to tempo sync. Oops. Let's change the reverb to something a bit more ambient, and we'll work on creating a wide sounding ambient tone that, oops, yeah, decay, cut, mix. See what it sounds like without the delay. Really like this tone so far, and hope you guys are able to follow along, and we'll chuck the delay back on, but we will move over to Galaxy Delay because that is the one that automatically does stereo, and right at the beginning it gives you modulation. And do I want that? No. So we will chuck in, let's see what happens. Nope, attack is well and truly too slow. I'm wondering if the attack actually is causing the clicking. See, there is a clicking there and I don't like it. So, let's see if I can get rid of that. Mod depth, chuck away that. So there we have a really nice ambient clean tone, or edge of breakup tone, and I use this sort of sound for the majority of my recording, and I'm not a great guitarist, and as you can see here, I don't even buy expensive guitars. I have a Squier Tele thin line, and this may not be a pro guitarist tone, but it's pleasant, it's really nice to play, and I hope you like it. But now that we've gotten a tone, I'd like to go through all of the edge of breakup worthy amp sims in this, and the reason I don't use the overdrive or the distortion to get my breakup is because they all almost inherently have a fizz to them. And if we use the amp models, there is less fizz and more of just a nice slight breakup when you I can push that a little more and get a little bit more breakup if that's the tone I want. And really nice breakup tone. And let's go back to the amps and start going through. The Bassman, Fender Bassman, does not really have a nice breakup, and I'm not a big fan of Vox style amp sounds. So these amps sound quite nice. A bit bright for my taste, but now moving on, let's try the J900. As you can see, fizz comes, and it's not really a pleasant type breakup. Plexis are well and truly known for their breakup tone. Very nice. And the reason I'm sort of doing this video is because when I was looking for my modeling pedal that I wanted, and I'm not endorsing GE300 as a paid endorsee of Mooer, I bought this myself outright. I only got it recently, and I was coming from a mixture of multi-effects amp modelers and the Mooer radar to do my impulse responses, and I didn't know what one to choose. There was a lot of great demos out on the Helix. Then I tried Helix Native, and I could not get the tones I wanted for the style that I like to play. So hopefully this gives a good example for people like me who like a tone like me, to get the pedal that they want and get what they want out of it, rather than because it's famous for and lots of people use it, you should get that. That's not the case. The GE300, it took me a little while to figure out what to do, and again, thanks to Leon and his impulse responses, that's so much easier with his what's it called, rectifier 4x12 impulse response. So next, I would not rely on a distortion style amp so much for this. You need the overdrive styles. And again, you can get any of these amps and use a different tube, and it will respond completely differently to what you had when you started with that tone. This is another one of my favorites, the Kali LS Channel 2, and I've used that in another video, I believe, which is based on the Mesa Lone Star. And the reason I actually came across that and started playing with it is because my friend has a special Mesa amp, and I love the tone of that amp, and this is the closest one to that. I forget what it's called, but it does really good clean edge of breakup tone. And if we go a little lighter on the breakup, rectified. Bit too empty for the style that we're looking for. See if this one breaks up. No. Keeps warm and clean the whole way through, but as you get higher it seems to add a bit of body. Too bright. Alright, let's drop this a bit. Kali JP, I don't know what amp this is based on, nor do I care too much because I don't look for a particular amp sound very often, and if it sounds good, go with it. Too fizzy. Powerful angle. No. Yes. Nope. Too much of a distortion style amp. Too much fizz. Different flavor, but not really my thing. Definitely not a 5050. It's very nice. Not an edge of breakup sound. Nice amp sound. Very present in your face sort of clean. It's not what I wanted that one to be like, considering it's the next iteration of that. Yuck. It's my point about not really a sound with a certain tube and change to another one. Sort of fixed it. Ooh. too much distortion. Sound. That yeah. Randy Devil. One I haven't actually looked at before, so nice surprises. Actually had my camera die on me halfway through this video, so I'd changed things and hadn't changed them back. This one has a nice edge of breakup. Sound better with a different tube. Darker than a lot of the others, but part of my problem is I changed this as well. Super clean Jazz 20. Used to own a Black Star HT5, used to love it. This HT Club does not quite have the breakup sound that the other one did. So that seems to be all the amps, and I hope you got something out of the tone building and hearing all the different types of overdrive amps. I may have skipped by the Fender ones a little bit just so no one complains. I'll go back and what do we have? I think that's from the custom tones. So let's go over to the US Deluxe. See how she breaks up. Ooh, a bit loud. Right, I'll leave it at that. Again, hope you got something out of this, and hope you like the tones, and if you have any questions, please ask them in the comments, and check back here. I might do some different tones over time. Well, I want to. If anyone has any requests for tones, I'm more of a cleans kind of guy and a edge of breakup tone kind of guy, but I'll give anything a go. I'm not really good at playing metal. I'm not great at playing anything, but who cares? If you are looking to buy one of these, I recommend it because they're super easy to dial in and super easy to navigate. I would like to do a video soon of, because I don't like the overdrive distortion pedals for Edge of Breakup, I have a way that you can sort of set up a stomp, but it's not a stomp because you're using the expression pedal to create changes in tone. So it's going into, oops, not control, expression pedal, and changing the merge functions, and I'll show you how you can do that in my next video. Anyway, hope you enjoyed. If you liked the video, please subscribe. If you want any more videos, please ask, and I'd be happy to try and oblige with that for you and create the best videos that I can for you. As I said, not a great guitarist, but I do like really nice tone, and I record simple guitar in my songs. So yeah, my stuff's more for the simple songwriter. Anyway, catch you next time.